morning. Good morning. My name is Shane Niebergall, pronouns he, him, and I am very pleased to serve as your worship associate today. You may have noticed I am not Rick Wells. Rick was planning to be here. He caught a bug last night, so asked me to step in. He's got a big beard to fill, but I'm going to do my best to fill that beard. We at Chalice believe in the inherent dignity and worth of all people. You are welcome here. You are welcome regardless of what you look like or whom you love, regardless of what you've been celebrating this month, regardless of what football teams you're rooting for in the upcoming bowl games, and definitely regardless of how late you're able to stay up on New Year's Eve. For those of us in person, please silence your cell phones, and if you're joining us remotely, we invite you to enable your video if you feel comfortable. We're so glad to share this time and journey with you today.
So, in school, I was the kid that the teacher. How many teachers? A lot of teachers here, I think. I was one of the kids that you had to try to keep on task. And today, it's always a challenge here. But I feel like I'm brand new because I've got a guitar to think about and I've got words to think about. And I'm so glad Shane's here to help me. Anyway, welcome to Chalice, where justice, kindness, and hope guide us. My pronouns are he and him. And as always, we are glad and happy and grateful to be meeting on the ancient land of the Chumash people. We always center love in our fellowship here. But each month we have a theme, and this month's theme is presence, which we will be celebrating and focusing on through the idea and hopefully experience of happiness. So, presence. So as we close out the year and move into 2025, we explore what I often reflect on, how to be whole, how to be centered, happy, and so that's what we're going to be doing today.
So let us now settle into this time with words from Lawrence E. McGinty. To this house we come bringing our boldest dreams, seeking here the inspiration and strength to make them be. To this house we come hoping to bury broken dreams, to be sustained through their pain and to discover new ones amidst their tears. We come here lonely, isolated from meaningful human contact, searching for warmth and closeness and care. Needing to grow beyond plateaus of the commonplace, we seek here challenges and commitment productive of greater wholeness and deeper meanings. We come intense and constructed, hoping for encouragement to shed our pretenses and to be ourselves. Filled with despair and self-doubt, we seek affirmations prodding us to say yes to ourselves and to life. Somehow, always putting happiness ahead of ourselves, we enter this place trusting that what happens here will enable us to make and to accept a little bit of it now, today. Strange place, this house. Here, we cry, sing, laugh, hurt, dance, touch, survive, celebrate, grow, doubt, hope, rejoice, pray, trust, care, learn, think, wonder, be, and become. Yes, this morning to this house we become. And now we will light our chalice, which is our Unitarian Universalist symbol of the light within all of us, the hope we seek, the justice we strive for, and the love we share. Today I invite Kaylin Henry to come up and light our chalice. Thank you, Kaylin. We light our chalice with words by yoga and dharma teacher Ma Yoga Shakti. The place to be happy is here. The time to be happy is now. The way to be happy is to make others so. Thank you. Please rise and body your spirit to sing our opening hymn now.
We laugh, we cry, we live, we die, we dance, we sing our song. We need to feel there's something here to which which we can belong. We need to feel the freedom just to have some time alone. But most of all, we need close friends we can call our very own. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found a need to be together. We have our hearts to give, we have our thoughts to receive, and we believe that sharing is an answer. A child is born among us and we feel a special glow. We see time's endless journey as we watch the baby grow. We thrill to hear imagination freely running wild. We dedicate our minds and hearts to the spirit of this child. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found a time to be together. And with the grace of age, we share the wonder of youth. And we believe that growing is an answer. We seek elusive answers to the questions of this life. We seek to put an end to all the waste of human strife. We search for truth, equality, and blessed peace of mind. And then we come together here to make sense of what we find. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found a joy being together. And in our souls for peace, maybe we'll finally see, even to question truly is an answer.
So, I don't know, any kids that want to come closer for just this little time for all ages, feel free to join in over here. And we're going to have two parts. Part one is going to be a song. And some of you old timers will definitely remember this. Okay, first couple questions. Do you know what a parakeet is? What? It's a type of bird, and you what? Yeah, some parakeets will talk. When I was a kid, lots and lots of people had parakeets. Very popular pets. Show of hands, parakeet people? All right. I don't know why we also called them budgies. Anyway, so know that very important part of the song, verse 2. And you know what a buffalo herd is. Well, you can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. Oh, you can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. But you can be happy if you have a mind to. You can't take a shower in a parakeet cage. You can't take a shower in a parakeet cage. You can't take a shower in a parakeet cage. But you can be happy if you have a mind to. All you gotta do is set your mind to it. Knuckle down, buckle down, do it, do it, do it. You can't go swimming in a baseball pool. You can't go swimming in a baseball pool. You can't go swimming in a baseball pool. But you can be happy if you have a mind to. Guitar solo. There, 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 there. Well, you can't drive around with a tiger in your car. You can't drive around with a tiger in your car. You can't drive around with a tiger in your car. But you can be happy if you have a mind to. All you gotta do is set your mind to it. Knuckle down, buckle down, do it, do it, do it. You can't roller skate in a buffalo. Come on, you can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. But you can be happy if you've a mind to. And you can't go fishing in a watermelon patch. You can't go fishing in a watermelon patch. You can't go fishing in a watermelon patch. You can be happy if you've a mind to. And you can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. But you can be happy if you've a mind to. All right. Happy. We're talking about happiness. Ooh. Now we got a little story that we're going to show you on the video called Say Something.
Say Something by Peter H. Reynolds. The world needs your voice. Mine? Yes, yours. Go ahead. It doesn't need to be perfect as long as it's from your heart. You can say something in many ways, with words, actions, with creativity. If you see someone lonely, say something by just being there for them. If you see an empty canvas, say something with your brush. If you see an empty lot, say something by planting a seed and watching it bloom. If you see someone being hurt, say something by being brave. Hey, stop! If you see something beautiful, say something with a poem. If you have a brilliant idea, say something with confidence. Eureka! If you want to show the world who you are, say something with style. Ta-da! If you are angry, say something to help people understand. You made me feel invisible. It really hurt. I'm really sorry. If you see an injustice, say something peacefully. Inspire others to do the same. Sometimes you'll say something and no one will be listening, but keep saying what is in your heart, and you will find someone who listens. Keep saying it, and you might be surprised to find the whole world is listening. If you are grateful for being alive, quietly say something to the stars, to the universe. Some people find it easier to say something than others, but everyone has something to say. So when you're ready, say something. Your voice can inspire, heal, and transform. Your voice can change the world. Are you ready to say something?
Now about manna. We collect every week food and dry goods, things that people can use, members of our community that are in need of a little extra assistance. So kids are going to go around and they're going to pick up the donations and they're going to put them in our chuck wagon, which is upstairs. So why don't we find a corner in the kitchen for now? What do you think? Let's find a corner in the kitchen, and Randy is going to pick a corner to show where the food should go for now. Please.
Oh, there we go. So next Sunday, we're going to be meeting and doing our neighborhood networks afterwards. That's where we all get together in our local little groups and connect. But we're also going to be celebrating the new year with some cornbread and some black-eyed peas. So if anyone would like to come and offer some dessert to go along with our meals, we would love that. And even if you're online, we're going to figure out a way to include you, just perhaps not without the food. RE is also accepting donations for Families Care now through January 5th. So if you have any new unopened items, you can leave them in the blue baskets out in the foyer, and the children will be making care kits on January 5th and distributing them during the neighborhood networks after the service. And then finally, after service today, we could all use a little bit of help. We're going to be taking down the holiday decorations. So anyone who can stay after and help us undecorate, even just a few minutes, we would appreciate the help.
So now we're going to sing our children out, and Anthony's going to lead us in the song Lamp of Love. May the lamp of light and peace guide you on your way.
May the lamp of light and peace guide you on your way. May it hold you, may it hold you, may it hold you in our love, may it hold you in our love, each and every day.
You all know that single sticks break easily. But if you put your sticks into a bundle, then they cannot be broken. And that works with people too. We're all stronger and more resilient when we stand with all of you here at Chalice. So the funds we raise allow us to stand together. We are stronger, held together by this place, this faith, this commitment to one another. It is one of the many reasons that Rick and myself support Chalice with our time and treasure. As we pass the offering plate now, we thank you for giving generously to Chalice. Your donation helps our fellowship make ripples for good on the planet. The offering will now be given and gratefully received.
Because the world is round, it turns me on. Because the world is round, because the wind is high, it blows my mind. Because the wind is high. Love is old, love is new. Love is all, love is you. Because the sky is blue, it makes me cry. Because the sky is blue. Ah,
So, read with me, please. We give thanks for the gifts and the givers, and ask that we may use this offering wisely and well. May these gifts help us nurture spiritually courageous people who transform the world through justice and compassion. Blessed be. So we gather as a beloved community each week. We share our joys and we share our sorrows, and we place stones in these stations here where we have sand, symbolizing the mark that every one of our experiences have on one another. You may write your joys and sorrows on these cards, yellow for joy and blue, right, it's blue for concerns. Okay, and I've got one so far, and we're going to get some online. I'm sure that Shane's going to help me with. Pamela. Which one? Pamela Lopez. So happy Anthony is healthy and back post-COVID. Thank you to all who stepped in. And that's all the cards we have. Do we have any online, Shane?
I do not see any yet.
There's one coming.
Okay.
Lots of joy coming, I'm sure. Just let your joy ease out, unspoken. I'm going to think of the joys I had that we shared again this holiday season with our family, gathered together at our home, playing games, cooking together, eating good food and wine, and grateful. Also grateful for this Chalice community and the time we had on Christmas Eve. I wasn't able to be here, but I know many of you were. Shane?
We do. We have one from Delilah. She says, "May Michael pass his bar and be happy." Nice wish.
Yes. So do you have any sorrows over there online?
Let's lift up these joys first.
Oh, yeah.
Let's lift up these joys
So we're
first.
going to sing our song first, and you all know it, and Anthony will lead us as we sing.
Breathing with you, breathing with you is my prayer.
Now we move on to the concerns and sorrows that we may have.
Nope, never mind. That was from a previous week. Okay. No sorrows. Yes, we have a notice that Homer was hit by a car and is waiting for surgery to be scheduled. Yes, and I did see that a meal train got sent out yesterday. So if anyone's able to help out, look for that message. Thank you.
So for Homer, recovery, and for all the unspoken concerns and sorrows that we have, we will sing together, breathing with you.
Breathing with you, breathing with you is my prayer.
Now we invite you as we sing, breathing with you, and the words will change as we go along, to bring your own unspoken joy or sorrow and drop a stone in the sand at the station in the back here or in the front. And as we sing together.
Breathing with you, breathing with you is my prayer.
Seeking
Seeking with you,
Loving.
prayer. Loving with you. Loving with you is my prayer.
Hoping.
Hoping with you. Hoping with you is my prayer.
Healing.
Healing with you. Healing with you is my
Singing.
prayer. Singing with you. Singing with you is my prayer.
Dancing.
Dancing with you. Dancing with you is my
Wondering.
prayer. Wandering with you. Wandering with you is
Breathing.
my prayer. Breathing with you. Breathing with you is my prayer.
May everyone be held in the loving embrace of this congregation, and may the love and compassion ripple out to all who are hurting within and beyond this community. Blessed be, and amen. Now we're going to share a time of meditation. We are going to be talking a little bit today about finding your balance, finding the middle way with in between all the ups and downs, and an attitude of equanimity and balance. So I invite you to take a deep breath. Plant your feet firmly on the ground if it's available to you. Place your hands in a comfortable position. And breathe in. Hold it for a moment. Let it out. Breathe in deeply. Hold it. Let it out. Repeat this a few times. And near, far and near, far and near, far and
glad you are. Here I am, so glad you are.
Sing Om. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Isn't that what we all want? Happy birthday, happy Easter, happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy feet. The title of this talk, you may have noticed, is How to Be Happy All the Time. Bobby McFerrin wrote this lighthearted, tongue-in-cheek ditty, Don't Worry, Be Happy. You can hear it in your head already and a smile wants to blossom. Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry, be happy. In every life we have some trouble, but when you worry, you make it double. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. So, step one, how to be happy all the time is, I'm going to give you advance notice. There are 5 steps. And I made this stuff up. So I got 3 degrees in religious studies, so you got to trust me, all right? Step 1, find the middle way between all feelings. Laugh every day. 3, be true to yourself. 4, do for others. 5, find your tribe and do all of the above together. So step 1 is stop trying to be happy all the time. Paradoxically, finding a balanced sense of well-being includes letting go of the expectation that all moments will be pleasurable. So really, this step is called find the middle way. Do you know the Japanese idea of wabi-sabi? Everything is impermanent, incomplete, and imperfect. It applies to art, and it applies to life. Experiment holding all moments loosely, including the happy ones. Let the highs be high, let the lows be low. The more you release, the more comes back to you. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. You can't take a shower in a parakeet cage. You can't go fishing in a watermelon patch. But you can be happy if you have a mind too. That is some badass country and Western Zen wisdom there. From the book of Ecclesiastes, to everything there is a season, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to laugh, a time to cry. Embrace all of it. Remember the words of William Blake. Joy and woe are woven fine, a clothing for the soul divine. Under every grief and pine runs a joy with silken twine. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, goes the old spiritual. You can sing your loneliness, sorrow, and despair, not to wallow in it, but to release it and thereby feel better. Sing it with others, and you are less alone. Don't run from the pain, run through it. Perhaps you've heard the line, money can't buy happiness, but it can buy guitars, which is pretty much the same thing. Substitute your own obsession. I once knew a man who owned 300 guitars, 300 vintage guitars. You see, the thrill you get from the acquisition lasts only so long, so you've got to reboot and start that quest all over again. When I was 15, I got my first job. It was at Pup and Taco, a fast food joint. I had the goal to save up money for my first car so that when I turned 16 and have my driver's license, I'd be ready to go. And that's what I did. I craved the independence and the happiness that I just knew would come from owning my own wheels. With $1,000 saved, I got a late model 2-door hardtop Rambler with bucket seats. It was owned by a member of our church tribe, and so I didn't even have to look far. It was only 2 years old, and I was so glad. On my 16th birthday, I went down to the DMV, took my driver's license, and failed. I had to wait 2 weeks, which was an eternity for a 16-year-old, to take that test again. You can't drive around with a tiger in your car, and you can't drive at all without a driver's license. So I went back, I did pass the test, and I started driving my car to school and to work, carted my friends around, and I was so happy until the thrill went away. So I found out, decided a Chevy was better than a Rambler, so I traded in that Rambler for a little older car, but a cooler car with a bench seat for the girlfriend that I now had. So I learned a big lesson when I was 16, and your needs and desires change as you get older. But one lesson I learned that stuck with me is that you can't buy happiness. You can't be happy all the time, and your material possessions only bring fleeting pleasures. So the next 3 years, well, let me go back. So it was the late 1960s, maybe around 1970, 71, I adopted an anti-materialistic attitude, like a lot of the hippies did. And my friend and I made a pact that on the last quarter of the school year, we would wear the same pair of pants every day. We did allow washing once a week. Mine were a pair of off-white Levi cords. For the next 3 years, I embraced voluntary poverty as I went off on my spiritual quest. Everything I owned could fit into a footlocker and a duffel bag, plus my one guitar never far from my hands. Well, that was a long time ago, and meanwhile, I've managed to collect a lot of stuff. But I hope I have found the middle way. You know the story of the Indian prince, Siddhartha Gautama, right? Before he attained his title of the Awakened One, or the Buddha, he was sheltered in a pleasure palace that his parents kept for him. No object or experience was held from him. But did pleasure bring him happiness? Did it satisfy? No. He had to go out and see how the rest of the world lived. So he ventured out And he witnessed on successive days poverty, sickness, old age, and death. And then he went out one more day and he saw a group of monks, Hindu monks, traveling about, living a self-denying ascetic existence. And he left his pleasure palace and he joined those monks for 10 years and denied himself of every earthly pleasure. Until the day he discovered under the Bodhi tree that enlightenment was not at the extremes of endless consumption, neither was it at the extreme of total denial, but in the middle, where all things may be used, but none form the basis of the meaning, purpose, and happiness you seek, where all possessions, all experiences are held loosely. And this goes for your feelings as well. I want to hold my belongings temporarily, not be held by them, because nothing is permanent, complete, or perfect. Debbie, my bride of 5 decades over there, has a succinct way of putting it, and she doesn't know I'm quoting her. People are more important than things. Something she has had occasion to remind me of several times when a child accidentally broke one of my prized objects. Things can be replaced or done without. People, not so much. In the middle way, feelings come and go, and you observe them with detachment, knowing that none of them determines your sense of well-being or your happiness. The middle way. Step 2, laugh every day. Laughter has many health benefits. The Mayo Clinic says laughter decreases stress, improves your mood, and makes you more resilient. Laughter is also good for your relationships. Laughter serves as a powerful tool and safety valve for dealing with conflict and reducing tension when emotions are running high. I see somebody smiling here, somebody that, one of my favorite laughing buddies. And it's contagious, isn't it? Just hearing the word laughter makes you want to smile. Laughter can relieve pain. Laughter causes the body to produce its own natural painkillers. And I'm not making this stuff up. It's from the Mayo Clinic. Laughter can improve your mood and decrease depression and anxiety. Laughter can bring people closer together. Laughter binds people together. It's contagious. Couples who laugh together report having better relationships. One reason Debbie and I have had a successful and happy marriage with every bump along the road is because, and we knew this from the start, we can make each other laugh. Laughter can provide new perspective. You can take your attitude and change it, and you can see a difficult situation in a different way. Laughter can reduce tension and cortisol. You know about endorphins, right? Cortisol is a useful chemical your body produces in times of danger and warning, but too much can elevate your stress levels, and laughter can reduce that. Laughter can improve your immune system. But can you laugh too much? Dr. Grace Dvorak at the Cleveland Clinic says if you find that cracking jokes is your default and that you're always turning to humor as a mask rather than really processing how you're feeling, maybe you should reflect on that as well. Always keep your balance. Remember the middle way. Step 3, be true to yourself. Mahatma Gandhi, happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. Bluesman John Lee Hooker sang, "One night I was laying down, I heard Mama and Papa talking. I heard Papa telling Mama to let that boy boogie woogie, 'cause it's in him and it's got to come out." Well, I felt so good, and I went out boogie woogieing just the same. When you do what you are made to do, you are naturally going to feel better. Genius is a Latin word that the Romans use to denote an inner spirit, holy and inviolable, which watches over us, guiding us to our calling. So says Stephen Pressfield in his book, The Art of War. Every person has something to give that is unique to themselves. It might be a work of art or a contribution at work or in your family or spiritual community, or it might simply be the smile that is uniquely yours to share. Everyone has a unique expression of the totality of being. You have within your DNA the continued expression of all the ancestors and all the elements of earth and universe. No one is quite like you. No one can take your place. Stephen Pressfield shares the story of how, after nearly a decade of avoiding his gift, writing, he broke free one night and sat down at his typewriter. It was a long time ago. And he began to type for hours, stuff that he later threw away, but that didn't matter because he did what he was supposed to do. He got up, filled the sink with soapy water, and started doing the dishes that had stacked up for days on end, whistling, feeling free in his spirit, happy. And this is a quote from Pressfield: "Creative work is a gift to the world and every being in it. Don't cheat us of your contribution. Give us what you got." Step 4, do for others. Humanity does not exist in the singular. One solitary human is no human. We are social beings. When you find your gift and learn how to express it, it is always going to be in connection with others. It is a paradox of the happy life that when you step outside the orbit of your own wants and needs and tend to the needs of another, your own happiness increases because giving is receiving. Perhaps you're familiar with the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. All life is interconnected. All persons are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one affects all. I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. And you can never be what you ought to be until I am what I ought to be. This is the interrelated structure of reality. So do something for others. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Practice becoming a better listener. Cultivate generosity with your time, your treasure, and your talent. Research says that when acts of kindness become habit, it improves your health. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Mahatma Gandhi. So remember step 3 and step 4. Ryan, do we have the pictures that well, bring the first one, the happy Merlin. I think I had just soldered the loose wire in these headphones, something I'm not skilled at, but I was so glad to have my favorite open back headphones back. And of course, I'm listening to music, or imagining that I am. And let's go to the next picture. So here's an image that my son drew for me. Equanimity, all this range of emotions on a teeter-totter. And right in the middle is this balanced individual. So balance, take that home with you today. Be true to yourself. Find out what makes you happy. And go to the next slide. And share it with others. Take care of yourself and share it with somebody else. Do them together. I was thinking about the smile and how it's one of the simplest gifts you can give to someone. I had the idea in my head that smiling, like laughter, can be good for your health. So I went to the Google machine and I found several sites that agreed, yes, smiling is good for you. Then I noticed they were all dentistry websites. Dentists, Centers for Cosmetic Dentistry. Go figure. But I went a little deeper and found there is a lot of supporting evidence. Psychology Today says, smiling elevates your mood and creates a sense of well-being. Smiling induces more pleasure in the brain than chocolate. I know, I didn't believe it either. And get this, even a forced smile can lead to a mood boost. Usually we think that a positive experience is what makes us smile, and this is true, but it's also true that merely deciding to smile can provide a positive experience. The Buddhist author Thich Nhat Hanh said, sometimes your joy is the source of your smile, but sometimes your smile can be the source of your joy. I found this to be true, and but you have to be careful. Too much fakery is not a good thing. So I'll tell you a story from my childhood. We had a leader in our church, board member, and I'm going to change his name just because I want to. You won't know who he is anyway. But Brother Smith had this huge grin, and he carried it with him always. And when I say huge, it was like ear to ear. One day, I happened to be at the Smith's house on a Sunday afternoon when I became privy to an argument in progress between Brother Smith and his teenage daughter, Linda. It was not pretty. Nobody was smiling. Afterwards, Sister Smith, everybody in our church was brother and sister. Sister Smith, Linda's mom, tried to ease the tension with her daughter. And Linda said, now he's going to go to church and put on his church face. Nobody can cut like a family member can. But I knew exactly what she meant. And after that, I never saw Brother Smith's smile the same way again. So let your forced smile spring from genuine intent. And don't overdo it. The middle way. So, step number 5, find your tribe or tribes and do all of the above with a group of like-minded people. Maya Angelou said, nobody can make it out here alone. Kurt Vonnegut, for a time, was a graduate student at the University of Chicago. He said, when I heard the head of the Department of Anthropology, Robert Redfield, lecture on the folk society, which was essentially a stable, isolated, extended family, he did not have to tell me how nice that could be. Vonnegut grew up in Indianapolis, surrounded by a large, prominent, extended family, the bonds of which were to be broken by the Great Depression, World War II, and all the social factors, such as increased mobility and urbanization, that shrunk the size of many American families through the 20th century. David Brooks has a new article in The Atlantic called "The Nuclear Family Was a Mistake." The family subtitle, this family structure we've held up as the cultural ideal for the past half century, has been a catastrophe for many. It's time to figure out better ways to live together. We are so lonely, Vonnegut said, because we don't have enough friends and relatives. Human beings are supposed to live in stable, like-minded, extended families of 50 people or more. When we or our ancestors came to America, though, we were agreeing, among other things, to do without such families. It is a painful, unhuman agreement to make. Emotionally, it is hideously expensive. So when Vonnegut went to college campuses and spoke at commencements, he recommended, quote, "Everybody join all sorts of organizations, no matter how ridiculous, simply to get more people in his or her life. It doesn't matter much if all the other members are morons." Quantities of relatives of any sort are what we need. Funny. But I get it. We need community. And two, don't expect perfection in individuals or organizations, including this fellowship. Which brings me to this month's theme, presence. Sometimes it is enough to be present, physically present, or remotely, but really present with your listening and your care. Often our tendency is to think, what does this place give me? And that's a natural thing. You gotta look out for yourself and what makes you happy. But it's also helpful to ask, what can I give today? Who needs to see me or hear from me today? So in sum, my friends, to be happy, if not all the time, but more of the time, find the middle way between all experiences and things. Laugh every day. Be true to yourself and what calls to you. 4, do for others. And 5, find your tribe. So, I'm switching from this text back to this text, because I know there's some more words I'm supposed to say. So, we're going to do our last hymn first. And please rise in body or spirit. I'm going to put on my guitar. We're going to get a little bit Yiddish with you and sing the day. And I'm going my guitar is looking for its balance. All right. Got it. A little introduction. let's just vamp on that E minor. One, two, ready to sing. Soon the day will arrive
when we will be together, and no longer will we live in fear. And the children will smile without wondering whether on that day thunder clouds will appear. Wait and see what a world there can be if we share, if we care, you and me. Wait and see what a world there can be if we share, if we care, you and me. Some have dreamed, some have died to make a bright tomorrow, and our vision remains in our hearts. Now the torches must be passed with new hope, not in sorrow, and a promise to make a new start. Wait and see what a world there can be if we share, if we care, you and me. Wait and see what a world there can be if we share, if we care, you and me.
Now touch elbows or link elbows, whatever you feel comfortable as we go out into the world, finding our balance, sharing, loving, giving, living the life we were meant to live. Amen. See you next time.
Good to see you again.
That song
Oh,
is so
it's a great one. We don't do it enough.
I was singing along with you.
Oh, good.
Yeah.